Let me ask you something. How many sleepless nights have you spent replaying scenarios in your mind, wondering why things didn't go your way? How many times have you exhausted yourself chasing someone's love, approval, or an opportunity, only to feel emptier when it didn't come to fruition? If this sounds familiar, let me tell you this. The problem was never the thing you were chasing. The problem was the act of chasing itself. Here's why. When you chase, you're operating from a mindset of lack. You're telling yourself, I don't have this, so I must pursue it. But what if I told you that what you're seeking is already seeking you? That the moment you stop running, the things meant for you will begin to appear. This isn't just a poetic idea, it's a principle rooted in the timeless wisdom of Stoicism and the unshakable truths of dark psychology. The Stoics believed that inner peace and fulfillment come from focusing on what you can control and detaching from what you cannot. When you chase, you're trying to force something that might not even belong to you. You're stepping out of alignment with the flow of life. Marcus Aurelius put it best when he said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When you let go of chasing, you reclaim that strength." Now, let's talk about what chasing does to your energy. In dark psychology, there's a concept known as psychological reactance. The more you push, the more the other person or thing pulls away. Why? Because chasing creates pressure, and pressure creates resistance. This is why the things you desperately want often slip through your fingers. But here's the shift. When you stop chasing, you remove that pressure. You create space for the natural pull of attraction. Think of a magnet. When you align yourself with calm, confidence, and self-worth, you become magnetic. People, opportunities, and blessings are drawn to you, not because you begged for them, but because your presence and energy demanded it. There's no begging in attraction. Attraction is a silent, powerful force that stems from self-mastery. Imagine yourself as a flame. A flame doesn't chase moths, it simply burns brightly, and the moths can't resist. Your job isn't to run after what you want. Your job is to tend to your flame, to grow it, to let it shine so brightly that the things meant for you can't help but find you. This is the art of non-chasing. This is the philosophy of being instead of doing. The world moves for those who know their worth and don't waver. So how do you make this shift? It starts with a simple decision to stop running and start being. Ask yourself, what do I need to feel whole without external validation? What do I have control over right now? Answering these questions isn't just self-reflection, it's self-liberation. It's reclaiming your time, your energy, and your focus. And once you do that, you'll find that the things you once chased start flowing to you naturally. Here on Stoic Blessing, we're about empowering you to take control of your life, not by chasing, but by attracting. Drop a comment below, "I am the prize and I attract abundance." Saying this out loud or writing it down isn't just a mantra, it's a declaration. It's your way of telling the universe that you're ready to receive, not beg. Let's make that shift together. Let's paint a picture. Imagine standing in the middle of a calm lake at dawn. The water is so still that it mirrors the sky above, a perfect reflection of peace. Now imagine tossing a stone into the water. What happens? Ripples form, spreading outward, disturbing the stillness. Those ripples are your thoughts, your emotions, your need to chase. The more stones you throw, the more chaotic the water becomes, making it impossible to see the reflection clearly. Stillness, on the other hand, allows clarity, focus, and attraction. The Stoics believed that stillness is the foundation of power. It's the art of restraint, the ability to not react to every whim or impulse. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." When you're chasing, your mind is chaotic, like those ripples. But when you practice stillness, you allow the world to come to you on its own terms, unforced and authentic. Stillness isn't passive. It's not about doing nothing or giving up. It's about mastering yourself so deeply that you don't need to prove anything to anyone. When you're still, you're unshakable. This is where dark psychology comes into play. Stillness is a subtle yet powerful weapon. It confuses those who expect you to react, throwing them off balance. It draws people toward you because, in a world that's always moving, stillness is rare, and rare things are valuable. Think about someone who exudes quiet confidence. They don't chase attention, yet they command respect. They don't need to speak loudly, yet their presence is felt. That's the power of stillness. It's magnetic because it communicates one thing: self-assurance. When you're still, you're saying, "I don't need to run after anything because I know my worth. What's meant for me will come, and I'm prepared to receive it." That's a level of confidence that's hard to ignore. But let's be real, stillness isn't easy in today's world. Social media pressures you to act fast, to chase trends, to prove yourself. Relationships demand constant validation. The grind culture tells you that if you're not hustling every second, you're failing. But here's the truth. Those who move with intention, who are selective about their energy, are the ones who win in the long run. The world moves faster and faster, yet it's the still ones who see everything clearly and know exactly when to act. So, how do you embrace stillness? Start by mastering your reactions. The next time someone tests your patience, don't react immediately. Breathe, observe, decide. The next time you feel the urge to chase, ask yourself, is this worth my energy? This isn't weakness, it's strength. It's refusing to be controlled by impulses and emotions. Remember, stillness is a choice, a powerful choice that most people are too afraid to make because it requires discipline. But here's the reward. Stillness turns you into a mirror. People and opportunities will see themselves in you and will be drawn to your calm energy. Your stillness will speak louder than any words ever could. If this resonates with you, drop a comment below. My stillness is my strength. Let's flood the comments with this mantra, a collective declaration of power. And if you're ready to dive deeper into this journey, stay with me, because the next step will show you how attachment, or rather detachment, plays a crucial role in becoming truly magnetic. Picture this. You're holding a handful of sand. The tighter you grip it, the more it slips through your fingers. Now loosen your hold, let it rest in your palm, and you'll notice the sand stays in place. This is the essence of detachment, a cornerstone of Stoicism and a critical element in the art of attraction. The things you cling to most desperately are often the ones you lose, not because they weren't meant for you, but because your attachment suffocated them. The Stoics believed that attachment to external things, whether people, material possessions, or outcomes, leads to suffering. Epictetus once said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When you're attached to something, you hand over your power to it. You allow it to control your thoughts, emotions, and decisions. Detachment, on the other hand, is freedom. It's not about not caring. It's about caring wisely without losing yourself. Now, let's connect this to dark psychology. Attachment is visible. It shows in your actions, your words, your energy. When you're attached, you broadcast neediness, and neediness is the ultimate repellent. People can sense it, and it makes you less desirable. Detachment, however, flips the script. It creates an air of mystery, independence, and confidence. It makes people question, why doesn't this person need me? What makes them so secure? That curiosity is what draws them in. Detachment doesn't mean you stop loving or pursuing goals. It means you approach them with a mindset of abundance rather than desperation. Instead of thinking, I need this to be happy, you think, I am happy, and this would be a great addition to my life. Do you see the shift? One mindset pushes things away. The other attracts them effortlessly. Imagine yourself as a tree. A tree doesn't cling to the birds that perch on its branches. It stands tall, rooted in its own strength, providing shade and comfort, knowing that some birds will come and some will go. The tree doesn't change. That's detachment. You provide value without losing your center, and because of that, what's meant for you will naturally gravitate toward you. But how do you practice detachment in a world that constantly demands attachment? Start small. Detach from outcomes. When you text someone, don't obsess over their reply. When you set a goal, focus on the process, not the result. When you love, do so freely without trying to control the other person. Detachment isn't about indifference, it's about trust. Trusting that what's truly meant for you will never require you to compromise your peace. The power of detachment lies in its quiet strength. It allows you to remain calm and composed, even in the face of uncertainty. It shields you from the chaos of external validation and grounds you in your own worth. And when you operate from that place of security, you become irresistible, not just to others, but to the universe itself. If you're ready to embrace this mindset, comment below. I let go, and I attract what's mine. Let this be your affirmation, your reminder that detachment is not weakness, it's your greatest strength. Let's get real. There's a hidden science to attraction, a dance of energy and perception that most people are completely unaware of. Dark psychology taps into this hidden layer, not to manipulate, but to understand how energy works between people. When you stop chasing, you shift the dynamic entirely, taking control of the narrative. Suddenly, you're not the one seeking, you're the one being sought. Here's the thing about human nature. We're wired to value what's scarce. When you chase, you flood the market with your presence, your energy, your availability. But when you pull back, when you stand firm in your stillness and self-worth, you become a rare commodity. Dark psychology reveals that this perceived scarcity is a powerful attractor. It's not about being cold or distant, it's about being selective. You don't offer your time and energy to just anyone. You protect it, and in doing so, you signal to the world, I am valuable. The power of attraction also lies in unpredictability. People crave mystery. When you're too available, too predictable, you're easy to categorize, easy to forget. But when you hold back, when you keep people guessing, you spark curiosity. Dark psychology calls this intermittent reinforcement. When your attention isn't constant, it becomes more valuable. People start to wonder, what's different about you? Why aren't you seeking validation like everyone else? This curiosity turns into fascination. But let's take it deeper. Attraction isn't just about how others perceive you, it's about how you perceive yourself. Dark psychology teaches us that confidence isn't something you project, it's something you embody. When you believe you're worthy, others will too. This doesn't mean arrogance, it means quiet assurance. It means walking into a room and owning it without saying a word. It's in your posture, your tone, your eye contact. It's the silent message. I don't need anything from you, but I welcome what aligns with me. Think of attraction as a magnetic force. A magnet doesn't move, it doesn't chase the metal. It simply exists in its strength, and the metal is drawn to it. You are the magnet. Your strength, your energy, your sense of self are what make you magnetic. And the more you focus on cultivating those things, the more people and opportunities will find their way to you. This is where the true power lies, in knowing that attraction isn't about tricks or tactics. It's about authenticity. People are drawn to what feels real, and there's nothing more real than someone who knows their worth and stands unapologetically in it. When you embrace this mindset, you stop chasing, and ironically, that's when everything you've ever wanted starts chasing you. If this idea resonates with you, drop a comment below. I am magnetic, and I attract what aligns with me. Let's make this affirmation a statement of power, a reminder of what you're capable of. Here's a paradox. The less you care about attracting something, the more likely it is to come your way. Why? Because detachment isn't just a mental state. It's a powerful, energetic force. When you detach, you eliminate the resistance created by desperation and allow things to flow naturally toward you. This is where the philosophies of Stoicism and dark psychology align perfectly, showing us how to master the art of magnetic detachment. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care. It means you've trained your mind to stop clinging. Imagine holding a bird in your hands. If you grip too tightly, you'll crush it. But if you hold it gently, it will stay. Detachment is the gentle hold, the ability to care deeply without losing your center. It's the quiet confidence that says, I'm whole with or without this. That energy is magnetic because it radiates strength, independence, and trust in the flow of life. In dark psychology, detachment is seen as a signal of power. Those who are detached are in control of their emotions, their actions, and their energy. Think about it. When someone doesn't need anything from you, it immediately shifts the dynamic. You start wondering, why are they so composed? Why are they not seeking validation? That curiosity sparks attraction. Detachment creates space for people and opportunities to step forward and prove themselves worthy of your time and attention. Now let's look at it from a Stoic lens. The Stoics believed that attachment to outcomes is the root of suffering. Epictetus said, don't seek for things to happen the way you want them to. Rather, wish that what happens happens the way it happens. Then you will be happy. Detachment isn't about giving up on your goals or desires. It's about releasing the need to control the outcome. You do your best, let go, and trust that what's meant for you will find its way to you. Detachment also strengthens your focus. When you're not obsessing over one thing, you free up mental space to invest in yourself. You start becoming the best version of you, not for anyone else but for yourself. And that's when the magic happens. The more you pour into your own growth, the more magnetic you become. People notice your confidence, your calm, your unshakable energy, and they're drawn to it. Here's an example. Think about someone you admire. Are they desperate for attention? Probably not. True magnetism comes from a place of self-assurance and detachment. When you embody this, you don't have to chase people, relationships, or opportunities. They chase you. Why? Because your detachment communicates, I'm at peace with or without this. And that's a level of power most people crave to be around. So how do you cultivate this level of detachment? Start by setting boundaries, not just with others, but with yourself. When you catch yourself overthinking, worrying, or chasing, pause. Remind yourself, what's mine will come to me. Practice gratitude for what you already have and focus on becoming the person you aspire to be. This shift in mindset isn't just liberating, it's transformative. If you're ready to embrace detachment as a magnetic force, comment below, I release and attract what's meant for me. Let's solidify this as a community, as a collective shift in energy. Life has a way of testing us, doesn't it? Just when you think you're on the right track, an obstacle appears, a rejection, a setback, a failure. But here's the secret that Stoicism teaches us. Obstacles aren't barriers, they're stepping stones. They're not here to block your path, they're here to shape you into the person you're meant to become. This shift in perspective is a game changer, especially when it comes to mastering attraction. The Stoics had a famous saying, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Think about that. Every obstacle you encounter isn't a roadblock, it's an opportunity to grow, to adapt, and to strengthen yourself. When you stop seeing challenges as problems and start seeing them as allies, you transform your mindset, and this transformation makes you unstoppable. Now let's connect this to attraction. When you embrace obstacles, you develop resilience, confidence, and an undeniable inner strength. These qualities are magnetic. Why? Because most people crumble under pressure. But when you face challenges head-on and use them to your advantage, you set yourself apart. People are drawn to strength. Not the kind that's loud or aggressive, but the quiet, unshakable kind that comes from overcoming adversity. Dark psychology reinforces this idea. Obstacles often create tension, and tension, when handled correctly, builds attraction. It's why people are captivated by stories of triumph, because overcoming hardship is inherently attractive. When you show that you can face life's difficulties without losing your center, you inspire others. You become a beacon of strength, someone people want to be around, learn from, and support. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're pursuing a goal and you encounter a setback. Most people would panic, complain, or give up. But you pause, reassess, and adapt. You use the obstacle to sharpen your skills, refine your approach, and build patience. Not only do you move closer to your goal, but you also become more confident, disciplined, and self-reliant in the process. These traits don't just help you succeed, they make you magnetic to others. Obstacles are also powerful teachers. They show you who you are when things get tough. They reveal your weaknesses and push you to address them. And most importantly, they teach you detachment. When you realize that setbacks are temporary and that you're capable of navigating through them, you stop clinging to outcomes. You start trusting the process, and that trust radiates from you like a light. So how do you turn obstacles into allies? Start by reframing them. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this teaching me?" Every challenge contains a lesson, and every lesson is a stepping stone toward your highest self. When you approach life with this mindset, nothing can shake you. And when nothing shakes you, you become magnetic to the things and people aligned with your energy. If you're ready to embrace this mindset, comment below, "Every obstacle is my ally." Let's make this a declaration, a reminder that nothing in life is happening to you, it's happening for you. In the next section, we'll dive into reprogramming your mind to focus on what truly matters, ensuring that your energy remains aligned with the things you want to attract. What you focus on grows. It's one of the most powerful truths about the human mind. Yet, most people waste their focus on distractions, negativity, and things they can't control. But what if I told you that by reprogramming your mind, you could direct your focus toward the things that matter most, and in doing so, effortlessly attract the life you want? This is where Stoicism and dark psychology converge to show us the true power of focus. The Stoics understood the importance of focus. They taught that the mind is like a garden. If you let weeds, fear, doubt, and negativity grow unchecked, they'll choke out everything else. But if you tend to it, planting seeds of intention and discipline, your mind becomes a thriving space for growth and abundance. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." That's not just philosophy, it's a guide to mastering your mind. In dark psychology, focus is seen as a tool of influence. When you control your focus, you control your reality. Most people scatter their energy. They're pulled in every direction by social media, comparison, and the opinions of others. But the truly magnetic individuals are the ones who channel their focus like a laser, aiming it only at what serves their purpose. This level of discipline doesn't just attract success, it attracts people. Why? Because a focused mind radiates confidence and direction, qualities that are irresistibly attractive. Here's the catch. Your mind is naturally wired to focus on the negative. It's a survival instinct. But survival isn't the same as thriving. Thriving requires intention. It requires you to override your brain's default settings and choose your focus deliberately. When you do this, you begin to see opportunities where others see problems. You start attracting solutions instead of dwelling on setbacks. This mental shift changes everything. Imagine walking into a room filled with noise. Most people would be overwhelmed, unable to concentrate. But you've trained your mind to zero in on what matters, tuning out the chaos. That kind of focus is rare, and rarity is magnetic. Whether it's in relationships, work, or personal growth, people notice when you're not easily distracted. They're drawn to the energy of someone who knows exactly where they're going and isn't swayed by trivialities. Reprogramming your mind begins with awareness. Ask yourself, what am I focusing on right now? Is it helping me or hindering me? If it's the latter, shift your focus. This doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means choosing to direct your energy towards solutions, growth, and what aligns with your goals. Remember, your mind is like a muscle. The more you practice redirecting your focus, the stronger it becomes. Here's a powerful exercise. Each morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for and 3 things you want to accomplish that day. Gratitude shifts your focus to abundance, while intention directs your energy toward your goals. Over time, this simple practice rewires your brain, helping you align with the things you want to attract. If this resonates with you, comment below. I focus on what serves me. Let's remind ourselves as a community that focus is the foundation of attraction. Let me ask you this. How much energy have you wasted trying to control the uncontrollable? How often have you replayed conversations, obsessed over outcomes, or worried about things that haven't even happened yet? The Stoics had a simple rule to combat this mental chaos. What will be, will be. It's not a surrender to fate. It's an alignment with reality. And when you live by this rule, you unlock an unparalleled sense of peace and power. At its core, this philosophy is about trust. Trust in yourself, trust in your efforts, and trust in the flow of life. Epictetus said, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." Notice the wisdom here. You're not giving up. You're focusing on what you can control, your actions, your thoughts, your responses, and letting go of the rest. This mindset frees you from the weight of unnecessary worry, allowing you to redirect your energy toward growth and attraction. Dark psychology reinforces this principle by revealing the power of calm detachment. People are naturally drawn to those who are composed, unbothered, and secure. When you embrace what will be, you exude a confidence that says, "I trust myself and my path." That kind of energy is magnetic. It makes others wonder, what do they know that I don't? Your calmness becomes your strength, and that strength becomes your attractor. Now, let's be clear, this isn't about being passive or indifferent. It's about recognizing the limits of control. You still put in the work, you still strive for greatness, but you detach from the need to force things. Imagine planting a seed. You water it, give it sunlight and nurture it, but you don't stand over it demanding it to grow. You trust the process, and in time it flourishes. The same applies to your goals, relationships, and desires. Living by what will be also reduces fear. Fear is rooted in the unknown, in the idea that things won't go as planned. But when you embrace this mindset, you shift your focus from fear to faith. You begin to understand that even setbacks are part of the bigger picture, that every no leads you closer to the right yes. This isn't blind optimism, it's a deep understanding that life unfolds exactly as it's meant to, whether or not you can see the whole picture. Here's the magic. When you stop trying to control everything, you create space for the right things to find you. You stop chasing and start attracting. You become like the river, flowing steadily, carving your path, unbothered by the obstacles in your way. The river doesn't fight the rocks, it flows around them, and in doing so it shapes the landscape. That's the power of trust and surrender. So how do you live by this rule? Start by practicing acceptance. When something doesn't go your way, remind yourself, what will be, will be. Trust that what's meant for you is already on its way. Focus on what you can control, your mindset, your actions, your energy, and let the rest unfold naturally. This isn't about giving up control, it's about reclaiming your peace. If this resonates with you, comment below. I trust the process, and what's mine will find me. Let this be your mantra, your reminder that you don't have to force anything. What's meant for you is already on its way. By now, you're starting to see the bigger picture. The art of attraction isn't about manipulation or chasing, it's about alignment. It's about mastering your mind, your energy, and your actions in a way that naturally draws the right people, opportunities, and outcomes to you. This journey starts with one simple but powerful realization. You are enough as you are. When you truly believe this, you unlock the magnetism that others spend their entire lives searching for. Let's take a moment to recap. You've learned the power of stillness, the ability to remain calm and composed in a chaotic world. You've embraced detachment, understanding that holding on too tightly only pushes things away. You've reprogrammed your mind to focus on what serves you and let go of what doesn't. And you've adopted the Stoic principle of what will be, trusting in the flow of life. Together, these principles create an energy so powerful that it becomes impossible to ignore. But here's the truth. This isn't a one-time shift. It's a daily practice. The world will constantly try to pull you back into the trap of chasing validation, chasing outcomes, chasing things that aren't meant for you. Your job is to remain grounded, to remind yourself of the path you're on. When you live by these principles, you become the kind of person who doesn't just attract what they want, but also attracts respect, admiration, and peace. Dark psychology gives us another insight here. People are drawn to those who are unapologetically themselves. When you stop chasing, you're not just saying, "I'm confident," you're showing it. You're showing that you're not afraid to stand still, to let the world come to you, and to trust in your worth. This energy is rare, and rarity is irresistible. People will want to know your secret. They'll want to be in your orbit because your calm, grounded presence makes them feel something they don't often feel, safe and inspired. But here's the thing, true magnetism isn't just about attracting others, it's about attracting your best self. Every time you practice stillness, detachment, focus, and trust, you're becoming a stronger, wiser, and more centered version of yourself. This is the real prize, not the people or opportunities that come your way, but the person you become in the process. So, what's your next step? Start small. When you feel the urge to chase, pause, breathe, remind yourself, I am enough. What's meant for me will come. When you face an obstacle, reframe it as an ally. When you're distracted, redirect your focus. And when you feel overwhelmed, trust in the flow of life. These small daily shifts will create a ripple effect that transforms not just your mindset, but your entire reality. If this message resonates with you, drop a comment below. I am enough, and I attract the best version of myself. Let's fill the comments with this affirmation and make it a collective declaration of empowerment. And if you haven't yet, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Stoic Blessing, and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to grow and evolve. You've made it this far, which tells me one thing: you're ready. Ready to stop chasing, ready to let go of what doesn't serve you, and ready to step into your true power. Everything we've discussed, stillness, detachment, focus, trust, isn't just theory. It's a blueprint for a life of peace, confidence, and abundance. But now it's up to you to take the first step. Ask yourself this: what do I need to let go of today? Is it a person? A goal that no longer aligns with who I'm becoming? A belief that I'm not enough? Whatever it is, release it, Because the truth is, the moment you let go of what's holding you back, you create space for what's meant to find you. And what's meant for you will always come, not by force, but by flow. Living this way is an act of courage. The world will try to convince you that you need to chase, that if you're not hustling, if you're not proving yourself, you're failing. But the opposite is true. Real strength lies in stillness. Real confidence comes from knowing that you are enough as you are. Real power is trusting that the universe, or God, or whatever you believe in, will bring you what's truly yours in the right time and the right way. Remember, this isn't about perfection. You'll have moments when you're tempted to chase, when fear or doubt creeps in. That's okay. What matters is that you catch yourself, pause, and redirect. Growth isn't a straight line. It's a constant practice. And every time you choose to align with these principles, you're becoming the kind of person who attracts, rather than chases, the life they want. So here's your challenge. Starting today, commit to this mindset. When you wake up tomorrow, remind yourself, I am enough. What's meant for me will come. When you face a challenge, ask yourself, what is this teaching me? And when you're tempted to chase, take a step back and remember, true magnetism lies in trust and detachment. These small but powerful shifts will change everything. If you're ready to commit, drop a comment below. I release, I trust, I attract. Say it out loud, write it down, make it your mantra. And if you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who needs this message, and subscribe to Stoic Blessing. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to level up your mindset and step into your full power. Thank you for being here, for being part of this journey, and for investing in your growth. Remember, you are the prize, and everything you've ever wanted is already making its way to you. Until next time, stay grounded, stay strong, and trust the process.